Hello learners, this is Madam Latricia Manda with another lesson of Humanities and Social Studies. Remember, we're in the third week of doing our online lessons, and this happened to be the lesson number 4 of the subject. So this is just a continuation from where we stopped. We were discussing something about the components of environment, and we mentioned something about the hydrosphere as one of the environment components. So I told you that I'll go further with that hydrosphere, because it goes deeper. So hydro is just the process of the water cycle, the movement of the cycle. So today we're gonna talk much on that issue. So here I have the things that falls under this topic, the hydrologic cycle. So the hydrologic cycle is one of the most important processes in the natural world, and is perhaps one that we all take for granted. All of the world's water is subject to this process, which sees the water change forms, locations, and accessibility. In this hydrologic cycle, in its most basic assessment, water changes between 3 different states in this cycle. It variously takes the form of liquid, gas, and solid, water, steam or vapor, and ice. Throughout the cycle, the water will undergo changes between these 3 forms many times. Water freezing into ice, ice melting into water, water evaporating into water vapor, and that vapor then condensing to become water once more. So that's why we are saying water cycle, because it is the movement of the water, how it cycles. So here with me I have the picture of the hydrological cycle, and we can see here this is precipitation. Precipitation, it happens when the clouds, rain clouds are formed, and then when the rain starts falling, that's the process of precipitation. And here we have the surface where plants are grown, and we have the sun here. The sun is rising. When it hits the lake here, the lake storage, this one, the blue part, where you see the blue part, all of this area is the ocean as one of the water sources. So as the sun rays hits the vegetation here, this process is called the percolation. And this other side, we can see also the formation of clouds and evaporation. Transpiration is taking place. So I've explained all these things down here. Everything that is happening in this picture is explained down here as we are going beyond with the lesson. So the hydrologic cycle, also known as the global water cycle or the water cycle, describes the storage and movement of water between the biosphere, atmosphere, lithosphere, and the hydrosphere. In other ways, we can say the water cycle, that is also known as the hydrological cycle or the water cycle, describes the continuous movement of water on, above, and below the surface of the earth. Typically, we consider the boiling point of water to be 100 degrees centigrade, which is certainly true when pressure and humidity are normal. However, places such as mountains, where humidity is low and pressure is even lower, requires less energy to boil away the water. Along with the water vapor, some small particles can often rise up to form clouds, as it is happening in that picture that I showed you. It is not only liquid water that can evaporate to become water vapor, but ice and snow too. So this process is simple enough. However, there are a few things to know about evaporation. So let us look at some of the things that we need to know. Water is most commonly found in its liquid form in rivers, oceans, streams, and in the earth. The sun rays constantly warm the water found in these places, and whether through this heat or through man-made means, the water particles gain energy and spread, turning the water from a liquid into a vapor through evaporation. That's why I said you need to know more things about evaporation. So the water vapor, thus becoming less dense, rises with the warm air into the sky, where it sticks to another water particles to form clouds. This simple explanation, however, does not do justice to the complexity of the hydrologic cycle, which comprises many more steps. That means there are many steps that take place in this water cycle. So here is a breakdown of the different steps of the hydrological cycle. We want to look at the different steps of the hydrological cycle. How does this thing happen? Step number 1 is evaporation. Evaporation is the step number 1 in hydrological cycle in the movement of water. So this is frequently used as a catch-all term to refer to the process of water turning to water vapor. However, there is another distinct term for the evaporation of water from a plant's leaves. So that's the first step of the hydrological cycle. Step number 2 is about evapotranspiration. So this one will be our next lesson, but for now let us stop here. This has been Madam Latricia Manda. Stay home, stay safe. COVID-19 is real. Bye bye for now.